So I've been journaling consistently for the last 3 to 4 years now. Of course, not every day, but let's say 70 to 80% of the time of that time span I've been journaling. And at first I didn't even know it was called journaling. To me, I was just writing in my diary or whatever, but I think journaling has been quite helpful for me, honestly. So I personally don't have a specific method I follow. There are many methods out there that you can follow. I think there are many guides as well. Me, I just carry my pen, carry my book, put it down and start writing whatever. Before I start writing, I usually like writing down the date so that when I'm looking back on it, I'll be able to know which day and time that was exactly. And sometimes it's usually quite intimidating to write down, especially when you're just staring at a blank piece of paper. The way I usually overcome this is I'm not trying to make it professional. I'm not trying to make it to make sense. I just write whatever. So literally whatever is on my mind, I don't even care what it is. I'm just going to write it down. Something as small as my phone battery is low, or something as big as me having suicide thoughts sometimes. I'm not writing it for anybody. I'm not trying to make it look professional. So it just usually allows me to just write whatever. Like even if it looks stupid, it doesn't really matter. Part of the reason why I like journaling is your brain usually thinks faster than your mouth, and especially writing down is usually very slow. So what writing it out will force you to do is will force you to like calm down and actually process what is in your head, so you can put it down in words. So how long you should write, I don't know. There's no real rule here. It can literally take you 5 minutes. It can literally take you 5 hours. It can take you 30 seconds. Like, it's all up to you and how often you should do it. To me, it's already like a part of my life, so I do it almost every day or multiple times a week. But there are still sometimes that I'll just go many weeks without journaling, and there are sometimes I'll just journal every single day for maybe like a month or months straight. So it all depends on you. If you want to do it once a week, if you want to do it every day, if you want to do it a few times a week, if you want to even do it once a month, it's all on you. Honestly, the main reason why I started journaling was just because I didn't have friends. Of course, I had like schoolmates, buddies, family members, of course, but I didn't really have anybody that I could really talk to, anybody that was really there for me. And many times when I start conversation, when I'm talking to somebody, the conversation is usually very shallow. Like, to be asking about the weather, how was school, all those type of stuff that I don't really care about. So the things I really cared about, like, nobody really talked about them. So I just like figured out, why don't I just talk to myself about it? And the book has always been there for me through dark times, bright times, like all year round, all seasons round. Journaling and all these books have always been there for me, up to the point that it's now as if I'm kind of closer to the book than anybody in my life. And of course, I know that's not a very healthy mindset to have. Like, you need friends whether you like it or not. I need to make friends, but it's just my reality. One of the biggest things I really find cool and helpful with journaling is just being able to read what you wrote to yourself like 1 year ago, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. That is usually a very cool experience. It's almost like you travel back in time. It's reached the point that it's as if it's a different person that wrote it. Even though you know it is you that wrote it, it's like the you of today is going to be drastically different than the you of 6 months ago or 1 year ago or however long ago you wrote it. So just looking back to what you wrote and what you were used to think that time and how your brain used to work and your world views and all those things, it's usually very cool and helpful, and sometimes it gives you a lot of self-awareness too. Of course, you can do that also with pictures, videos, voice recordings. Like, it doesn't have to be journaling, but I just find journaling really cool. I think journaling helps you organize your thoughts and give you clarity of mind, so you actually kind of know what you are doing and all that. But I don't think it's extremely compulsory. Some people say they don't like it, but me, I found it really helpful. So do you already journal, or are you considering journaling, or is journaling just not your thing? Whichever side you are on, put it in the comment section below. I'm curious to know what you're thinking. As a bonus of watching this video to the very end, I'm going to show you my very first official journal. So this was the very first journal entry I started, and as you can see here, 16th November 2019. This was when I officially started journaling very consistently. I'm just going to show you the journal now. You can pause it if you want to read it if you care. You can pause it to read if you care. Just skip this part of the video, but you can pause it and read it if you care. As you can see, I just journaled about the most random stuff